This is no ordinary moment, chosen one. Today isn't just another date on your calendar. It is a spiritual deadline, a divine timestamp, and the line between delay and destiny. Kindly avoid browsing. It is not just a matter of urgency that there are only 10 seconds left. Heaven's alarm is sounding over your life. Archangel Michael is currently situated in an invisible area. Not in obscurity or at a distance, but under control. He also has possession of an item that has never been released in this manner before. A check worth $1 trillion. Pay close attention. It's already engraved with your name. It wasn't signed by you yesterday. You failed to complete it last week. Your obedience resulted in a signature. It was inscribed with your tears. I signed it in response to your silent prayers at 2 a.m. Your name was mentioned in that sacred document before you were even aware of it, as you fought through numerous battles without giving up. The spirit is now reduced to mere seconds. It is not solely for financial gain. The goal is to provide for you, heal you, open doors for you, and supernaturally remove the obstacles that have slowed your progress. God is giving you this check as compensation for your participation in the conflict. It denotes an excess of water after a drought. It requires accelerating the process after years of gradual progress. However, what follows is a startling reality. If not claimed in faith and alignment by 9 p.m., it will be returned to the heavenly treasury. Indeed, there are treasuries in heaven. However, this is not due to God's withholding, but rather because many people fail to obtain them. If the wait is too long, the door will close. Activation is hampered by delay. You are unable to move because of fear. Archangel Michael is not pursuing your adversaries tonight. He's ensuring your freedom. Are you experiencing this transformation? You've been feeling unusually tense lately. Much more advantageous is a sense of urgency that cannot be discussed. There is no reason for concern. Divine timing opposes delays on earth. You were informed ahead of time that an action was imminent as a result of your selection as the respondent. Give your life a thorough examination. Have you seen any unusual signs recently? Numbers that continue to accumulate? Random confirmations? And what about financial matters? Innovations? Chances or inheritances? These are not random events. These are spiritual indications. Today is characterized by prophetic qualities. The number 2 represents the witness. The number 1 symbolizes the beginning. They become eyewitnesses to the beginning at 2:21. Today marks the beginning of the overflow. However, the adversary is aware of this. This is why there have been more distractions this week than usual. This is why fatigue tried to claim you. This is why self-doubt claimed that nothing was changing. It was an attempt to persuade you to skip your opportunity. However, you are still here. There is significance to this. Archangel Michael does not simply relocate. His responsibilities include standing as a warrior over covenant promises, carrying out divine orders, and protecting destiny. It implies that God was content to hold an item bearing your name. The check represents giving and receiving, including the exchange of money, favors, power, and opportunities. However, the operation of heaven is dependent on the response. It is critical that you reclaim what is rightfully yours. Begging is not equivalent to claiming. It implies that you agree. It implies that your words should be consistent with the content already recorded in the Spirit. It implies that you should not allow your previous mistakes to keep you from being eligible. Pay close attention. There was a delay in marking your name. Delay, not refusal. Additionally, the deadline has passed. The clock is now in your favor, not against you. The time that has sapped your energy is about to provide you with something beneficial. However, this emphasizes the necessity once more. The cycle ends at 9 p.m. The issue is not one of fear. This refers to the act of proceeding with faith. Archangel Michael is warning you that the time has come to be brave, speak up, and advance internally before any external changes take place. Be straightforward with yourself. Are you prepared for an event that will exceed your expectations? Because a large number of people pray for an abundance of things. However, when the quantity becomes too large, they retreat. They are uncertain about it. They disrupt it. Some people say, "This is excessive for me." You are currently being privately tested, secretly strengthened, and quietly prepared. The upcoming public event is not the result of chance. This is the final outcome. The following is the most important fact. The $1 trillion miracle check is worth something. Heaven is the only entity that understands the worth of you, in addition to the statements made by your bank account and the opinions of others. People don't place enough value on you, but God does. Heaven says that a check is required. Although you are entitled to compensation, consent is required in order to activate your services. So at this point, take a deep breath. Concentrate on. Do not let yourself be sidetracked. So, this is not a random piece of content. This is an interruption by God. Today is the day you wake up. Archangel Michael is not requesting that you seek the blessing. He urges you to rise and accept it confidently. Your subsequent statement is critical. Your subsequent reflections are critical. The subsequent decision you make before 9 p.m. It is critical because tonight, something will change. It is not a coincidence that you are viewing this. Beloved warrior of destiny, the information you are about to receive will fundamentally shift your current perspective on everything. The $1 trillion check isn't written on paper. Certainly, it's acceptable. Permission from above is granted for an already completed transfer in the spirit. Archangel Michael isn't just maintaining it. He is protecting it because the information before your name is important. You may have had the sensation that everything was taking too long at some point. Opportunities were almost within reach. The doors were closed, and calls went unanswered before being abruptly terminated. You posed questions to yourself. You were concerned about the accuracy of your understanding of God. However, you were unaware that the numbers you couldn't understand were being finalized in heaven. Changes were being made beneath the veil. Contracts were being examined in the unseen realm. Today is the day when the anticipated event is revealed. This is a fact that most people are unaware of. Heaven evaluates your response before releasing a significant event. The stress you felt this week was not due to chance. It was in the process of being ready. Breaking under pressure makes it impossible to manage overflow. If you remain steadfast, you have the potential to perform miracles. Archangel Michael, who protects the soul, ensures that your possessions are not misplaced, stolen, or redirected. However, he is unable to remove your doubts. If you exclude yourself out of uncertainty, the activation will take place later on. The spirit world expects your immediate agreement. Declare to yourself, "I am prepared," not with arrogance or fear, but with assurance, because the check has already been signed. It bears your name and is not purely financial. It includes the restoration of relationships. It refers to opportunities that arise on multiple occasions. It includes influence that goes beyond the people with whom you are currently associated. However, this emphasizes the necessity once more. The Treasury will close this window at 9 p.m. Do not make any errors. Despite the fact that God's love is eternal, some events happen at a faster pace. Occasionally, divine alignment occurs. When you relocate during that time, events move quickly. If you delay for too long, the next cycle. This is no ordinary moment, chosen one. Today isn't just another date on your calendar. It is a spiritual deadline, a divine timestamp, and the line between delay and destiny. Kindly avoid browsing. It is not just a matter of urgency that there are only 10 seconds left. Heaven's alarm is sounding over your life. Archangel Michael is currently situated in an invisible area. Not in obscurity or at a distance, but under control. He also has possession of an item that has never been released in this manner before. A check worth $1 trillion. Pay close attention. It's already engraved with your name. It wasn't signed by you yesterday. You failed to complete it last week. Your obedience resulted in a signature. It was inscribed with your tears. I signed it in response to your silent prayers at 2 a.m. Your name was mentioned in that sacred document before you were even aware of it, as you fought through numerous battles without giving up. The spirit is now reduced to mere seconds. It is not solely for financial gain. The goal is to provide for you, heal you, open doors for you, and supernaturally remove the obstacles that have slowed your progress. God is giving you this check as compensation for your participation in the conflict. It denotes an excess of water after a drought. It requires accelerating the process after years of gradual progress. However, what follows is a startling reality. If not claimed in faith and alignment by 9 p.m., it will be returned to the heavenly treasury. Indeed, there are treasuries in heaven. However, this is not due to God's withholding, but rather because many people fail to obtain them. If the wait is too long, the door will close. Activation is hampered by delay. You are unable to move because of fear. Archangel Michael is not pursuing your adversaries tonight. He's ensuring your freedom. Are you experiencing this transformation? You've been feeling unusually tense lately. Much more advantageous is a sense of urgency that cannot be discussed. There is no reason for concern. Divine timing opposes delays on earth. You were informed ahead of time that an action was imminent as a result of your selection as the respondent. Give your life a thorough examination. Have you seen any unusual signs recently? Numbers that continue to accumulate? Random confirmations? And what about financial matters? Innovations? Chances or inheritances? These are not random events. These are spiritual indications. Today is characterized by prophetic qualities. The number 2 represents the witness. The number 1 symbolizes the beginning. They become eyewitnesses to the beginning at 2:21. Today marks the beginning of the overflow. However, the adversary is aware of this. This is why there have been more distractions this week than usual. This is why fatigue tried to claim you. This is why self-doubt claimed that nothing was changing. It was an attempt to persuade you to skip your opportunity. However, you are still here. There is significance to this. Archangel Michael does not simply relocate. His responsibilities include standing as a warrior over covenant promises, carrying out divine orders, and protecting destiny. It implies that God was content to hold an item bearing your name. The check represents giving and receiving, including the exchange of money, favors, power, and opportunities. However, the operation of heaven is dependent on the response. It is critical that you reclaim what is rightfully yours. Begging is not equivalent to claiming. It implies that you agree. It implies that your words should be consistent with the content already recorded in the Spirit. It implies that you should not allow your previous mistakes to keep you from being eligible. Pay close attention. There was a delay in marking your name. Delay, not refusal. Additionally, the deadline has passed. The clock is now in your favor, not against you. The time that has sapped your energy is about to provide you with something beneficial. However, this emphasizes the necessity once more. The cycle ends at 9 p.m. The issue is not one of fear. This refers to the act of proceeding with faith. Archangel Michael is warning you that the time has come to be brave, speak up, and advance internally before any external changes take place. Be straightforward with yourself. Are you prepared for an event that will exceed your expectations? Because a large number of people pray for an abundance of things. However, when the quantity becomes too large, they retreat. They are uncertain about it. They disrupt it. Some people say, "This is excessive for me." You are currently being privately tested, secretly strengthened, and quietly prepared. The upcoming public event is not the result of chance. This is the final outcome. The following is the most important fact. The $1 trillion miracle check is worth something. Heaven is the only entity that understands the worth of you, in addition to the statements made by your bank account and the opinions of others. People don't place enough value on you, but God does. Heaven says that a check is required. Although you are entitled to compensation, consent is required in order to activate your services. So at this point, take a deep breath. Concentrate on. Do not let yourself be sidetracked. This is not a random piece of content. This is an interruption by God. Today is the day you wake up. Archangel Michael is not requesting that you seek the blessing. He urges you to rise and accept it confidently. Your subsequent statement is critical. Your subsequent reflections are critical. The subsequent decision you make before 9 p.m. It is critical because tonight, something will change. It is not a coincidence that you are viewing this. Beloved warrior of destiny, the information you are about to receive will fundamentally shift your current perspective on everything. The $1 trillion check isn't written on paper. Certainly, it's acceptable. Permission from above is granted for an already completed transfer in the Spirit. Archangel Michael isn't just maintaining it. He is protecting it because the information before your name is important. You may have had the sensation that everything was taking too long at some point. Opportunities were almost within reach. The doors were closed, and calls went unanswered before being abruptly terminated. You posed questions to yourself. You were concerned about the accuracy of your understanding of God. However, you were unaware that the numbers you couldn't understand were being finalized in heaven. Changes were being made beneath the veil. Contracts were being examined in the unseen realm. Today is the day when the anticipated event is revealed. This is a fact that most people are unaware of. Heaven evaluates your response before releasing a significant event. The stress you felt this week was not due to chance. It was in the process of being ready. Breaking under pressure makes it impossible to manage overflow. If you remain steadfast, you have the potential to perform miracles. Archangel Michael, who protects the soul, ensures that your possessions are not misplaced, stolen, or redirected. However, he is unable to remove your doubts. If you exclude yourself out of uncertainty, the activation will take place later on. The spirit world expects your immediate agreement. Declare to yourself, I am prepared, not with arrogance or fear, but with assurance, because the check has already been signed. It bears your name and is not purely financial. It includes the restoration of relationships. It refers to opportunities that arise on multiple occasions. It includes influence that goes beyond the people with whom you are currently associated. However, this emphasizes the necessity once more. The Treasury will close this window at 9 p.m. Do not make any errors. Despite the fact that God's love is eternal, some events happen at a faster pace. Occasionally, divine alignment occurs. When you relocate during that time, events move quickly. If you delay for too long, the next cycle may be delayed as well. This is also why you were disconnected today. Currently, many people are scrolling. Nevertheless, you stopped. This suggests that your spirit was aware of a concept that your mind was still learning. Archangel Michael is not something that happens by chance. He appears at the crossroads of breakthrough and conflict. You are located at that intersection. As this truth begins to sink in, I encourage you to write a statement to back it up. Type Amen in the comment section below, not as a standard response, but as a powerful statement that you are ready to receive the blessings that heaven has already prepared for you. As you write it, be aware that the spiritual realm is confirming your agreement. It is critical that you are given additional information. Your adversary attempted to persuade you that you are behind in life in terms of spirituality, finances, and comparison to others. That was a fabrication designed to discourage you from believing you were deserving of success. You're not trailing. You're currently being installed. When the blueprint is not visible, positioning appears to take longer. Everything becomes clear once the structure is completed. The check represents stability and structure, as well as an indefinite overflow. That being said, you must respond today. Engagement leads to alignment. Agreement speeds up the manifestation process. If your spirit is sending you this message, do not hesitate to respond. Your faith should influence how you speak. Indicate your level of agreement. Samuel, declare that you are prepared. When you type, tweet, or interact with a video, you aren't just watching it. You're setting an intention. Deliver this information to someone who is having difficulty. Subscribing to this channel will ensure that you are consistently in divine alignment. If you believe that heaven is doing something to help you, please like this message. Because of the widespread dissemination of this message, an increasing number of people will seize the opportunity before it disappears. Pay close attention. The subsequent events will reveal why the deadline was set at 9 p.m. instead of a minute later. The majority of people are unaware of the hidden logic underlying spiritual cycles and God's books. Please pay close attention, as the following information will provide a thorough explanation. Faithful soul at 9 p.m. Symbols have significance, and events do not occur on their own. It's a divine sign. Evenings are frequently a time of spiritual transformation. In the past, divine decisions were made at the tip of the day, where light meets shadow as one cycle ended and another began. Is that an edge for you at 9 p.m. tonight? Archangel Michael is shown standing at a gate, which is not a physical gate, but rather a threshold into the realm of the unseen. Everything that has contributed to the nature of your struggle is concentrated on one side. However, there is already healed compensation. The check for $1 trillion isn't just in your head. At that point, it is secure and awaits your explicit approval before the hour is adjusted. When people reach an agreement ahead of a deadline, it has a significant impact. It shows that you're prepared. That serves as proof of alignment. Heaven responds to strong faith expressed at the appropriate time. This is the reason you feel compelled to act quickly. You are not motivated by fear. You are propelled forward by a divine force. You've had periods of emotional exhaustion. Despite your limited resources, you offered assistance to others. Despite the discomfort, you gave up control. Quitting would have been easier for you. However, you remained committed. Contribute to the heavenly bank account in your name every time. There was no waste. There was no oversight. Everything was closely monitored by someone with a thorough understanding of it. Archangel Michael was also there. He watched as you fought a mental battle in solitude. He ensured your safety when unseen enemies attempted to stifle your growth. He recorded evidence of your strength in heaven when discouragement told you that your prayers were not being heard. The check in his possession is not a gift. It is correct. However, justice requires the participation of all people. If you withdraw now, you will be unable to align with the release. Take a step forward in faith, and you will be synchronized with the transfer. This is why the words you say tonight are significant. Discuss the abundance. Express your gratitude before receiving it. Declare the words of restoration before they are implemented. Your voice isn't deceptive. You're prepared. The time has come to pivot. For a specific reason, there were beliefs that something was about to rupture. Doors that appear to be closed are becoming increasingly fragile. Blockades that appear to last indefinitely are slowly disintegrating. The spiritual atmosphere around you is changing as a result of God's approval. However, be cautious. At this level, people can recognize blessings. Individuals in your vicinity may not understand the situation. So, some people may question your abrupt transformation. However, it is not the appropriate time to seek approval from others right now. It is now necessary to respond to heaven. When Archangel Michael is instructed, he acts immediately. He is unambiguous in his movements and expects you to imitate them. Avoid overthinking, injuring yourself, or dwelling on previous mistakes. Tonight's primary goal is to ensure clear alignment. The check indicates expansion, increase in influence, territory, and power. When you receive the item associated with your name, you will no longer consider yourself diminutive. You are insufficiently content with mere survival. Any additional funds will be your responsibility. And this is the more profound truth. This miracle is not intended just for you. It refers to the impact. As you ascend, so do those around you. The ability to reach a larger number of people is improved by the acquisition of additional resources. Your family gains a sense of security as your stability improves. Individuals who are open to receiving are the ones through whom heaven expands. The window does close at 9 p.m. due to the need to keep the cycles in order. Heaven operates within a framework. Appointments are precise. This is not mind reading. It's an exquisite rhythm. Seasonal fluctuations can affect release timing. Visualize Archangel Michael holding a check in your name for an amount more valuable than money. He does not feel anxious. He is confident in his abilities. He is internally anticipating your approval. Declare it openly in your heart. I agree to the course of action that God has determined for me. I am in accordance with God's timing. When I enter a chaotic environment, I do not feel fear. This does not indicate arrogance. Yes, it is obedience. As you agree, it is important to remember that acceleration occurs gradually. Changes occur during conversations. Opportunity arises. Assistance arrives unexpectedly. Things that appeared to be difficult were made easy. This is the mechanism through which transfer occurs in the natural world. Today will not be a day you remember as typical in your life. People will remember the moment you put your trust in God instead of questioning Him. Understand something sacred while this gate is open. Please keep in mind that each seed you plant in this quest will grow into a torch that shines light into another's darkness. Your activities contribute to a heavenly mission to save lost souls. Heaven progresses through the words of those who are willing, but it grows through the goodness of their souls. I'm currently addressing you in this method. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you, is more than just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that will shape your future. I'd like to extend an invitation to you at this time through a simple act of trust. Approach this situation with a feeling of purpose, honesty, and hope. The amount you contribute today is not a donation. Your heavens are opened via the act of spiritual obedience. Relinquish your seed and witness what rewards God delivers into your life. He declares that I will pour back into you, pressed down and overflowing as you pour out. When you are compelled to act, your obedience is consistent with the treasure in heaven. When the ground has been prepared, do not hesitate to plant. Individuals who are truly committed to their beliefs will face unexpected opportunities. Begin participating in this prophetic moment immediately. Anointed listener, it appears that something has already happened as you expressed your agreement. Whether you can see it or not, the atmosphere around your name has changed. When your heart synchronized with the timing of heaven, a signal was transmitted. Archangel Michael did not sit back and do nothing. Movement was observed. In the spirit world, transactions happen at the speed of light. Changes that take years to manifest in the physical world can be implemented in a matter of seconds in the unseen realm. This is the reason why faith is so strong. It overcomes obvious obstacles and establishes a direct connection to divine power. Furthermore, issues cannot be resolved when power is transferred. Currently, conversations are being altered. Decisions are being modified. Paths that appeared to be closed at one point are now being reviewed. The check indicates that the funds were legally transferred, but the truth is revealed in layers. Priority is given to alignment, then spiritual enforcement, and finally, tangible evidence. You are situated between enforcement and evidence. This is the most important phase. Numerous people become disoriented in this location. They expect fireworks to occur immediately, and when they don't, they begin to have doubts. However, this is the most subdued part of the construction process. The foundation is being fortified to prevent the subsequent element from collapsing under its own weight. Archangel Michael ensures not only that your miracle occurs, but also that the location is stable. If the overflow reached a point of chaos, it would spread. If an abundance is introduced without a framework, it will escape. In this way, heaven prepares the vessel before pouring the oil into it. You are the vessel. Have you recently noticed an increase in clarity? Increasing one's ability to discern. You are no longer entertained by certain distractions. Certain relationships don't feel right. This distance was not determined at random. It's a work of divine perfection. You must carefully consider the position you are taking. The $1 trillion miracle check demonstrates size. However, size requires maturity. Heaven does not delegate significant responsibilities to people who are unprepared for them. If your name is recorded, it means that your preparation was reviewed and approved. However, there is one more matter that needs your attention tonight. Your cognitive processes. The adversary's final maneuver is deceptive. It won't be audible. It will manifest as peaceful thoughts, such as the possibility that this message isn't as bad as it seems, or that I should lower my expectations. The voice of limitation is attempting to reclaim the space it has eroded. Avoid that voice. Greed is not synonymous with expectation. The expectation derived from faith is consistent with God's promises. Remaining modest in the face of expectation shows your admiration for the person who gave the gift. The day is progressing hour by hour. As 9 o'clock approaches, the spiritual activity becomes more intense. This is similar to the final minutes before sunrise. Frequently, the darkest period of the day occurs just before the sun rises. If you notice a slight increase in resistance, you are on the verge of achieving your goal. Archangel Michael holds his position with unwavering authority. He remains stationary. He maintains his convictions. The items given to you will not be stolen. However, in order to reach an agreement, you must remain firm in your resolve. This miracle is more complicated than it seems. While it is important to obtain something, it is even more important to evolve into something else after acquiring it. Abundance alters one's identity by demonstrating it rather than defining it. When the pressure is removed, your true calling becomes clear. It was never intended for you to be in perpetual survival mode. It is difficult to distinguish due to survival. Overflow adds to its visibility. And heaven requires you to have a broader perspective because your responsibilities are greater than you realize. So, the check represents both release and commissioning. Responsibility grows in proportion to resources. As doors open, influence grows. This is not just a fortunate blessing. This is a strategic approach to granting people authority. Before you speak, some people may be aware of your transformation. They may feel a sense of assurance, tranquility, and certainty about their actions rather than confusion. The concept of alignment is expanding outward. Maintain your composure throughout this hour. Avoid engaging in pointless debates. Avoid locations that deplete your energy. Maintain your focus on yourself. Express your gratitude in advance. We thank God for the unseen work that has already been completed. This is the reality. Heaven does not participate in games. It prepares, then releases itself. Archangel Michael's assurance is not without merit. He is keeping payments that have been authorized. The final seals are being examined as the sun sets. There are no deficiencies, malfunctions, or tardiness. Now is the time for you to make a change. Draw a deep breath. Feel the weight of hope without fear. You're not pursuing anything delicate. You're getting a secure item. The events that follow will explain why you signed your signature before realizing you were eligible. Heart of Stone. Given the recent shift in mood, it is critical that you understand a specific concept. You were unable to sign the miracle check after praying for it. It was installed after you went through an experience that should have left you incapacitated. Before today's appearance on your calendar, Heaven has already recorded the duration of your life. You wept alone at night. You were strong on those days, despite feeling empty. When you choose honesty over more convenient options. All of those decisions were major ones. Those were memorable moments. Archangel Michael witnessed what happened. You thought you were just going through a difficult time, but there was actual documentation going on in the spirit. Proof of faith. Proof of loyalty and strength. And heaven does not ignore proof. It gets back to it. The $1 trillion miracle check represents a long-term reward. Not luck or chance, but spiritual credit accumulated over time. A sudden blessing and a planned release are not the same thing. What you are about to receive is ready. But there is more to it than that. Your name was not written in ink when you signed the check. It was written with agreement. A covenant is a promise supported by power. That which was agreed upon cannot be easily retracted. But belief is also required for covenant. If you do not take this moment seriously, it will lose its impact. If you don't pay attention, you won't realize how heavy it is. These days aren't dramatic just for fun. It's only for alignment. This date is significant because cycles are coming to a close behind you. You can't venture into new territory if you're stuck in your old identity. That's what tonight is all about. Change of identity. For too long, you've viewed yourself through the lens of what you can't do. You judged your potential based on the current situation. Your plans for the future are based on what has happened before. However, in heaven, you are known by your calling, not by your circumstances. Archangel Michael is not holding a gun to your doubts. He's keeping it for the future version of you. Can you feel the stress? It's about expanding your identity. The old mindset refused to let go, whereas the new mindset did. This internal transformation is required before external evidence can emerge. Because you have to be able to see the miracle as it occurs. If you continue to think in small terms, you risk missing out on a big opportunity. If you are still expecting to be disappointed, you may believe that the favor is simply a coincidence. Be cautious. There are already some of these signs. A completely unexpected message. An unexpected idea. Or a door that opens slightly. There will be additional tremors following this one. Heaven frequently speaks softly before it roars. As of 9 p.m. The spiritual atmosphere tightens, but not because people are afraid. They're focused. Archangel Michael is ensuring that there is no interference. This blessing will not be stolen. There will be no more delays than were necessary for planning. But you must agree. Take care with your thoughts tonight. If doubt arises, respond immediately with gratitude. If fear speaks, respond with faith. If you become impatient, take a deep breath and remember that God's timing is impeccable. This miracle is not coming to harm others. It is about to reposition you spiritually, emotionally, and financially. You'll soon be able to enter rooms where you previously felt unwelcome. You will start conversations in places where you were previously quiet. You will take risks that you previously avoided. A checkmark represents capacity, and having capacity implies courage. When expansion begins, do not pull back. Do not doubt your worth because others like you more. The same God who let you go through times of scarcity is now allowing you to go through times of abundance. And here's something not many people understand. Both hardship and overflow test one's character. Are you going to remain humble? Will you continue to be kind? Will you remain aligned? Archangel Michael is not only your guardian, but also a witness to your development, change, and the moment when you completely agree with what is being said. Tonight is not the time to try to get rich. It has to do with being restored. It is about regaining what has been lost due to delay. In other words, it's about living the life you were always meant to have. It's not like the treasury is closing to punish you. It is coming to an end to mark the change. When an hour passes, a new cycle begins. What you see in this window, on the other hand, accelerates what happens next. Avoid moving. Feel how heavy the objects that are moving are. It was signed because it was assumed that you were prepared. And what happens in the next few seconds will undoubtedly prove that this release has already occurred. Someone with courage. The hardest part is always the final few days before manifestation. Not because something is wrong, but because everything is going to plan. It's like pulling back a bow before releasing the arrow. The tension is needed for the distance. To be precise, you need the pressure. That holy tension is what you're feeling right now. Archangel Michael is still there. The fact is that he is more present than ever in your life. The check for $1 trillion is still safe. But now the spiritual atmosphere is full of completion. This part of the process is almost over. What's left is your firm position. At this point, there is a small test that is given. This test is for how consistent you are. Can you believe without seeing proof? Can you speak with confidence without anyone else confirming it? Can you stay in line even if the clock starts to tick faster? This is where a lot of people fail. At first they were brave, then they were excited, and finally they were hesitant. That shouldn't be your story. You've come too far to back down now that you're on the verge of making progress. At this very important moment, I need you to make a statement that solidifies your position. In the comment section, type, "I will not retreat." Make a promise to God that you will stay strong until you reach your goal. When you type it, you're not just leaving a comment. You're also painting a line in the air that doubt can't cross. It's important to remember that today is the end of something. Everything you went through led to this turning point. But the end doesn't always look dramatic at first. It can look like calm certainty at times. At times it looks like a deep knowing that won't be shaken. That deep knowing is coming up in you right now. You can feel that this is bigger than feelings, hype, and your imagination. There is movement in the real world. Then there will be something measurable. The check is a sign. Yes, but you will be able to see the results. Also, be careful about this right now. Do not share your hopes with people who can't handle them. Not everyone can figure out divine timing. Spiritual alignment isn't respected by everyone. Like a seed planted in healthy soil. Guard this moment. Before they break through the ground, seeds grow in quiet places. Archangel Michael stands at the entrance to your next level like a guardian. His blessing is not the only thing he has. He is getting rid of interference. If some distractions go away all of a sudden, don't go after them. Should some people pull away, don't freak out. Not everything that goes away is a loss. Sometimes it's just extra space. Speaking thanks all the time gets easier as the time gets closer. Being grateful is agreeing ahead of time. Gratitude keeps faith strong. Being grateful keeps your heart in line with being humble. Pay close attention. Your answer right now is important for more than just this moment. When you speak out, declare, or take part, you anchor the shift. So if this message makes you stronger, show how your faith works. Like this message. Share it with an individual who is experiencing a sense of impending progress. Add a bold comment to your statement. To ensure that you consistently walk in divine alignment, it is recommended that you subscribe to this channel. Become a member if you are compelled to align yourself more closely with this mission. Engagement is not limited to online activities. It is participating in momentum. Additionally, contemplate a significant matter prior to departing at this time. This revelation was directed toward you due to your uniqueness. You are attuned to spiritual matters. You are aware when timing calls your name. Although a significant number of individuals may hear words, only a small number are capable of discerning when an object is activated. The activation is currently occurring. Archangel Michael is not in a hurry. However, the deadline is rapidly approaching. The atmosphere is replete with a sense of reverence. Attention, rather than anxiety or stress. Things undergo rapid transformation when heaven concentrates. You may experience oscillations between waves of tranquility and waves of excitement. That's logical. Your spirit is adapting to the process of expansion. Your soul's knowledge is now being comprehended by your mind. Avoid moving. At this juncture, alignment transitions into manifestation. The information you are about to receive will elucidate the reason why the Treasury does not retain this check indefinitely, but rather releases it at predetermined intervals that are unalterable. Pay close attention, as the subsequent events will substantiate all of your previous impressions. This check has not been present in the heavenly bank account for an extended period, my observant soul. The reason is not that there is no longer a heaven, rather the transfer is regulated by time. The divine cycles are exceedingly precise. Additionally, windows operate without hesitation. You ought to now comprehend something more thoroughly. Obedience, prayers, and faithfulness are stored in the treasury. Heaven maintains a record of all the sincere sacrifices that are rendered. However, release is contingent upon readiness. If a blessing is not claimed during its designated period, it remains in effect. It has been relocated to a different timeline. That is the reason why today is so significant. This is the point at which the preparation timeline and your timeline intersect. At a specific hour, years of endurance have culminated. Archangel Michael serves as evidence that you are mature enough to be released at this level. However, it is imperative that adults take action. The laws of the real world are the same as those of religion. The fall of objects is a consequence of gravity. Alignment attracts blessing toward agreement. When your thoughts, words, and expectations are in alignment with divine intention, it is inevitable that events progress more rapidly. This is the reason why subscriptions are more critical than you may realize. When you click the subscribe button, you are not merely keeping up with a channel. You are establishing a consistent pattern of prophetic alignment. It is as though a divine appointment is occurring each time a new video is released. The operation of heaven is facilitated by the repetition of truth and rhythm. You are informing the cycle by subscribing. I agree to maintain alignment. I will not stray. I desire for each prophetic word, activation, and shift to be delivered to me at the appropriate time. However, if you hesitate, the cycle will continue without you. Please ensure that this is not misunderstood. God's love remains with you, but opportunities come and go. Assignments undergo modifications. Windows are closed and new ones appear at a later time. Time is valuable, and it has an impact. You have been forced to endure an inordinate amount of time. The check is about more than just money. The goal is to reclaim the energy depleted by difficult times, accelerate progress that has been stalled, and make up for lost time. Heaven does not accumulate gradually when compensating for an imbalance. It causes substantial restoration. The presence of Archangel Michael in the area suggests that protected territory is under threat. This blessing is not insignificant. This expansion is marked by a shift in direction. Naturally, this is why interference intensified as the deadline approached. The closer you get to breaking through, the more resistance you'll encounter. Have you noticed how many distractions there are today that try to divert your attention? Unexpected interruptions, minor irritations, and uncertainties that quietly infiltrate. These are the final attempts to dislodge you from alignment. Maintain equilibrium. Currently, the most potent state of mind is one of calm confidence. Neither anxious striving nor emotional excitement. Again, confidence and tranquility. You demonstrate readiness by standing confidently. Next, we'll get into a more serious topic. Being certain does not imply that one knows everything. It implies you have faith in the person who does. Archangel Michael does not disclose the entire plan. He ensures that previously agreed upon actions are taken. Agreeing is your responsibility. He is in charge of enforcement. As the night progresses, imagine the heavenly treasure chest as a vault of golden light. It keeps track of your unwavering commitment, prayers, and sacrifices. Due to the fullness of this account, a check in your name is extracted from the vault. Chund. Fullness indicates that all preparations have been completed. To complete the task, everyone must participate. This is not a request that heaven relocate. Heaven has already relocated. Going with the flow is the goal. Currently, the flow is robust. Clear thoughts, unexpected ideas, and a sense of urgency to make decisions may come in waves. This section illustrates the initial indications. Breakthroughs almost never happen on their own. Instead of thinking about anxiety, focus on thoughts that make you feel calm. And I truly understand this. It is possible that the miracle will not occur as expected. It could take the form of an opportunity rather than cash, a partnership rather than solitude, or a strategy rather than an abrupt deposit. However, its value will exceed expectations. Do not limit it with a small mindset. The term $1 trillion refers to an amount of money that is beyond comprehension. It represents something valuable that cannot be quantified. The world and heaven do not all agree on what enough means. As the world comes to an end, you will be evaluated by God. Avoid contracting. Have no doubt. We must not act as if this is a normal day. You were disconnected with a reason. You were placed in that position for a specific reason. You were ready for a reason. Archangel Michael is not the one who holds the check. For someone with more appropriate qualifications, he's retaining it for you because his endurance qualifies him. The cycle is nearing its end point. Maintain your commitment to the agreement. Maintain a steady attitude. You will also understand why your response in these final moments affects the rate at which information multiplies upon arrival in the subsequent revelation. The secret hidden within this moment is multiplication, shining soul. The item you're about to purchase will undergo a transformation. The $1 trillion check will not be issued in a single transaction. It starts a chain reaction. It's a seed that resembles money. Your response determines how it spreads after it appears. Archangel Michael is also in charge of overseeing the transition to stewardship as well as the release. Acquiring an item and managing it are two separate concepts. Many people are pleased with their arrival, but not with their expansion. This is because they were prepared for breakthroughs, but not for responsibilities. However, you have been shaped in places that are not widely known. Consider all of your experiences. Discipline acquired with insufficient resources. The knowledge gained through the act of making mistakes. Betrayal improved one's discernment ability. It was meticulously planned. Those experiences gave you the ability to handle a large amount of information without appearing arrogant. Humility facilitates growth. As the day comes to an end, the spiritual atmosphere becomes increasingly charged with a sense of accomplishment. The bank account is ready. The authorization includes a seal. Your signature is now valid. However, there is one more consideration: being observed by the heavens. Your position. Are you ready to handle an increased workload without losing your equilibrium? This is not a deceptive inquiry. It is an invitation for more in-depth reflection. Abundance strengthens what is already present in one's life. Gratitude is more common when it is present. Its presence encourages generosity. If the insecurity persists, it will become more severe. This is why this moment is so significant. It entails enhancing the interior of your home before expanding the exterior. Archangel Michael maintains his status as a symbol of fortitude without arrogance. This is the model you're using. Strength that stems from a purpose rather than one's ego. Authority is demonstrated by maintaining peace rather than exercising control. This check represents a huge opportunity, but it will be implemented gradually. Access is the first step, followed by growth and influence. I'd like you to reiterate your readiness as the expansion approaches. Please type the word Amen once more in the comments section. Increase the potency of this second Amen when compared to the first. Let it be the sound of your spirit cooperating with God's plan. As you write it, imagine your name being fully approved for the upcoming release. When you see it as a trophy rather than a prize, the trust you receive increases. There are people in your life who will benefit from your obedience tonight. Sharing becomes a priestly duty at this point. You are currently contemplating a person. A friend, family member, or coworker is someone who is either stuck, has been late, or needs confirmation that their window is still open. When you distribute this video, you aren't just sending another file. You are providing a lifeline. 9. It will also break through for them as the anointing does for you. Heaven honors those who shine a light on others. So, give it a moment. Select the Share button. Please forward it to the person who first came to mind. Send a text message. Raise it. Relief will be provided to family members, and communities will be affected. When seeds are planted, they may grow into forests that are never completely visible. Divine multiplication works in this way. However, the initial phase requires mutual consent. If doubt convinces you that you are undeserving of more, silence it immediately. The covenant established worthiness, not perfection. You were qualified because of your preparation. Your faith had a profound effect on you. In addition, there is a deeper truth. When you multiply, you become a channel, not a container. Channels facilitate positive outcomes. Items are temporarily stored in containers. Information continues to be transmitted via channels. Heaven prefers channels. As the deadline approaches, you will realize how important this assignment is. You are not simply claiming that you have the ability to perform miracles. You are accepting a responsibility that will have far-reaching consequences beyond your own personal well-being. This is why your name was included. In addition to receiving, you can also contribute. Type 1 in the comments to proceed to multiplication. If you identify with this, the blessing code 8282 has been applied to your life. As you enter this revelation, be aware that your response is now resonating beyond this screen. As you go through this awakening, remember that your assistance with this endeavor is not a hoax. It's a heavenly omen. Jesus claims that by giving water to others, you will receive it yourself. This isn't historical. It is an ongoing commitment to your future. Approach this situation with a strategy and faith. Giving can help you realize the potential that God has already built for your life. The treasury remains open, but the cycle is becoming more constrained. The subsequent events will reveal the final spiritual key, which will determine whether this multiplication occurs quickly or gradually over time. Remain steadfast, because the ultimate revelation will determine everything. A person who is awake. The final spiritual key is to not work. It's surrendering. Refrain from passive surrender. Abandon alignment, the type that retains self-assurance while giving up control. This type asserts that I am confident in the process because I believe in the person who created it. When surrender is used instead of strain, multiplication accelerates. You attempted to induce events after years of careful planning and mathematical calculations. In contrast, force does not change the current situation. It responds to release with faith. Sounds. Archangel Michael is not attempting to persuade heaven to grant you favor. The blessing had already been bestowed. Internal resistance is the only form of friction that remains. There is a subtle difference between anxiety and excitement. We anticipate positive developments. Anxiety is defined by concern about the loss of possessions. Your attitude matters more than you realize in the hours leading up to 9 o'clock at night. You are in sync with speed when you maintain a calm expectation. Your own reception is hampered by excessive worry and reflection. This is why the last step is to surrender. Surrender refers to the act of receiving without grasping. The statement is that I aligned without using force. It asserts that I am more confident in God's timing than in my own. It makes sense to multiply in that area. Look to Archangel Michael to remind you that strength does not equal strain. Despite his formidable strength, he keeps a calm demeanor. That is the energy required at this time. They are not attempting to demonstrate preparedness, franticness, or desperation. Keeping a consistent pace. The trillion-dollar miracle check serves as a measure of the scale of events. However, stability must come before size. Giving up confidence brings about stability. Consider the numerous times you've attempted to change the past, the exhaustion it caused, and the unpredictable results. Consider instances in which you trusted and allowed events to unfold. Doors were more easily opened, and opportunities arose unexpectedly. You will continue to follow that pattern for an extended period of time. Today is not about one miracle. It refers to altering one's lifestyle, from contemplating scarcity to considering abundance, from a desire for trust and stewardship over the resources you have been given. Next, we'll get into a more serious topic. When you properly surrender, you do not become passive. The lack of fear makes you more resilient. You're reacting to a specific reason. The spiritual treasury is nearing the end of this cycle, and the atmosphere is almost silent, reminiscent of the silence before a declaration. It is holy to stay in that state. Do not take this as an indication of a delay. It provides confirmation that alignment has been achieved. You may have the sensation that a task has been completed. It is possible that your breathing will slow and your mind will become more concentrated. That entails abandoning the prospect of establishing a foundation. Archangel Michael is not in any hurry. He is assessing your calmness by observing your posture. Peace leads to rapid progress toward freedom. Also, ensure that you understand this. When you multiply objects, their appearance will change from what you expected. It may begin as a single strategic opportunity and grow into multiple opportunities. It could start with a simple conversation that helps a network run smoothly. It may appear to be a single concept that drives the creation of streams of provision. Do not belittle the humble beginnings. Each time you multiply, you start with a seed. The check indicates the seed's value, not its size. Even symbolic abundance can be transformed into genuine overflow if properly planted. Make an effort to avoid looking at the clock as 9 o'clock approaches. You're not at odds with time. Proof is yours. The moment is not passing. It is perfectly aligned. Immediately give up all possessions. Remove any remaining uncertainty. Dispel any suppressed anxiety about success. Abandon the notion that you must work for blessings. It is critical that you do not allow those outdated habits to persist as you age. You are adjusting to a new rhythm. In this rhythm, surrendering is a source of strength. The final revelation will permanently alter this moment by changing the way heaven responds to your agreement rather than just a fleeting sensation. Continue to hold on to your knowledge, as the events that follow will determine how. This is no ordinary moment, chosen one. Today isn't just another date on your calendar. It is a spiritual deadline, a divine timestamp, and the line between delay and destiny. Kindly avoid browsing. It is not just a matter of urgency that there are only 10 seconds left. Heaven's alarm is sounding over your life. Archangel Michael is currently situated in an invisible area. Not in obscurity or at a distance, but under control. He also has possession of an item that has never been released in this manner before. A check worth $1 trillion. Pay close attention. It's already engraved with your name. It wasn't signed by you yesterday. You failed to complete it last week. Your obedience resulted in a signature. It was inscribed with your tears. I signed it in response to your silent prayers at 2 a.m. Your name was mentioned in that sacred document before you were even aware of it as you fought through numerous battles without giving up. The spirit is now reduced to mere seconds. It is not solely for financial gain. The goal is to provide for you, heal you, open doors for you, and supernaturally remove the obstacles that have slowed your progress. God is giving you this check as compensation for your participation in the conflict. It denotes an excess of water after a drought. It requires accelerating the process after years of gradual progress. However, what follows is a startling reality. If not claimed in faith and alignment by 9 p.m., it will be returned to the heavenly treasury. Indeed, there are treasuries in heaven. However, this is not due to God's withholding, but rather because many people fail to obtain them. If the wait is too long, the door will close. Activation is hampered by delay. You are unable to move because of fear. Archangel Michael is not pursuing your adversaries tonight. He's ensuring your freedom. Are you experiencing this transformation? You've been feeling unusually tense lately. Much more advantageous is a sense of urgency that cannot be discussed. There is no reason for concern. Divine timing opposes delays on earth. You were informed ahead of time that an action was imminent as a result of your selection as the respondent. Give your life a thorough examination. Have you seen any unusual signs recently? Numbers that continue to accumulate? Random confirmations? And what about financial matters? Innovations? Chances or inheritances? These are not random events. These are spiritual indications. Today is characterized by prophetic qualities. The number 2 represents the witness. The number 1 symbolizes the beginning. They become eyewitnesses to the beginning at 2:21. Today marks the beginning of the overflow. However, the adversary is aware of this. This is why there have been more distractions this week than usual. This is why fatigue tried to claim you. This is why self-doubt claimed that nothing was changing. It was an attempt to persuade you to skip your opportunity. However, you are still here. There is significance to this. Archangel Michael does not simply relocate. His responsibilities include standing as a warrior over covenant promises, carrying out divine orders, and protecting destiny. It implies that God was content to hold an item bearing your name. The check represents giving and receiving, including the exchange of money, favors, power, and opportunities. However, the operation of heaven is dependent on the response. It is critical that you reclaim what is rightfully yours. Begging is not equivalent to claiming. It implies that you agree. It implies that your words should be consistent with the content already recorded in the Spirit. It implies that you should not allow your previous mistakes to keep you from being eligible. Pay close attention. There was a delay in marking your name. Delay, not refusal. Additionally, the deadline has passed. The clock is now in your favor, not against you. The time that has sapped your energy is about to provide you with something beneficial. However, this emphasizes the necessity once more. The cycle ends at 9 p.m. The issue is not one of fear. This refers to the act of proceeding with faith. Archangel Michael is warning you that the time has come to be brave, speak up, and advance internally before any external changes take place. Be straightforward with yourself. Are you prepared for an event that will exceed your expectations? Because a large number of people pray for an abundance of things. However, when the quantity becomes too large, they retreat. They are uncertain about it. They disrupt it. Some people say, "This is excessive for me." You are currently being privately tested, secretly strengthened, and quietly prepared. The upcoming public event is not the result of chance. This is the final outcome. The following is the most important fact. The $1 trillion miracle check is worth something. Heaven is the only entity that understands the worth of you, in addition to the statements made by your bank account and the opinions of others. People don't place enough value on you, but God does. Heaven says that a check is required. Although you are entitled to compensation, consent is required in order to activate your services. So at this point, take a deep breath. Concentrate on. Do not let yourself be sidetracked. This is not a random piece of content. This is an interruption by God. Today is the day you wake up. Archangel Michael is not requesting that you seek the blessing. He urges you to rise and accept it confidently. Your subsequent statement is critical. Your subsequent reflections are critical. The subsequent decision you make before 9 p.m. It is critical because tonight, something will change. It is not a coincidence that you are viewing this. Beloved warrior of destiny, the information you are about to receive will fundamentally shift your current perspective on everything. The $1 trillion check isn't written on paper. Certainly, it's acceptable. Permission from above is granted for an already completed transfer in the Spirit. Archangel Michael isn't just maintaining it. He is protecting it because the information before your name is important. You may have had the sensation that everything was taking too long at some point. Opportunities were almost within reach. The doors were closed, and calls went unanswered before being abruptly terminated. You posed questions to yourself. You were concerned about the accuracy of your understanding of God. However, you were unaware that the numbers you couldn't understand were being finalized in heaven. Changes were being made beneath the veil. Contracts were being examined in the unseen realm. Today is the day when the anticipated event is revealed. This is a fact that most people are unaware of. Heaven evaluates your response before releasing a significant event. The stress you felt this week was not due to chance. It was in the process of being ready. Breaking under pressure makes it impossible to manage overflow. If you remain steadfast, you have the potential to perform miracles. Archangel Michael, who protects the soul, ensures that your possessions are not misplaced, stolen, or redirected. However, he is unable to remove your doubts. If you exclude yourself out of uncertainty, the activation will take place later on. The spirit world expects your immediate agreement. Declare to yourself, I am prepared, not with arrogance or fear, but with assurance, because the check has already been signed. It bears your name and is not purely financial. It includes the restoration of relationships.
God says, congratulations, your miracle has arrived. What you prayed for, longed for, cried over and waited for, in silence is no longer being delayed. It is standing at the door of your life right now, and your angel is fighting desperately to make sure you do not miss it this time. You have ignored 1,000 signs, skipped too many warnings, and doubted yourself more than once, but today, heaven will not allow you to walk away from this. You must open this now, because if you don't, something destined for you will be taken away and handed to someone else. This is not a scare tactic. This is a wake-up call written into divine time. The angel beside you has been weeping, holding your blessing tightly in their hands, praying to me that you receive this message before the miracle expires. God says, congratulations. Your miracle has arrived. This message was sent because it's your final divine reminder your miracle has arrived. I, the Lord your God, did not forget you. You have carried too much pain in silence, thinking I did not see you. You've stared at your ceiling, whispering into the dark, hoping I would respond. And though I may have been silent, I was not absent. I was watching over you as you struggled to believe again. I saw the nights you closed your eyes and said, God, I don't know what's happening anymore, but please don't let go of me. And I didn't. I never did. Even when you gave up, even when your own faith vanished, I held you tighter. You are not reading this by accident. This message was sent with divine urgency. Your angel had to break timelines and cross realms just to deliver this to you because the clock is ticking and heaven has decided it's time. Your name has been spoken in rooms you haven't walked into yet. Your heart has been discussed in prayer circles you've never heard of. People you've never met have felt an urge to speak well of you, to intercede for you to believe in you, because your spirit carries a calling too rare to ignore. You think you're ordinary, but in heaven, you are anything but. You're the one that was chosen to break patterns. You're the one selected to rebuild your lineage. You are the healing your family never knew how to ask for. And because of that, you've been attacked spiritually, mentally, emotionally, not because you are weak, but because you are powerful beyond measure. The enemy tried to blind you with delay, confusion, and betrayal. Some of your closest ones were allowed to fail you, not to harm you, but to release you. Because had they remained in your life, they would have blocked this miracle. I removed them to make room for what's holy, what's righteous, what's destined for you. Your angel begged me to move quickly this time because they saw the cost of your waiting. They saw the way you began to believe that maybe nothing good would come. And so now, heaven is responding with a miracle that will not wait for your doubts to dissolve. It will not wait for your confidence to return. It is moving into your life now, whether you feel ready or not, because it is ordained. This miracle will break every curse that held your family back. This miracle will erase the guilt of your past. This miracle will silence the mouths that cursed you in secret. This miracle will overflow your cup in public. This miracle will arrive with undeniable proof that it came from me, and when it does, you will no longer doubt your worth. I did not send this because I need your attention. I sent this because your soul is running out of time. You are about to be given something that can only be claimed in this divine moment. That's why your angel is not allowing you to skip this. They know what's at stake. You've prayed, God, show me, you still hear me. This is the answer. You've whispered, give me one more sign. This is it. You've cried, Lord, I'm ready, just tell me what to do. This is what you do. You open your heart and receive what is being sent to you now. The miracle isn't coming tomorrow. It isn't coming next week. It's already here, disguised in divine disguise. You may not even recognize it at first, but when you look back, you'll remember this moment. The moment you stopped scrolling, the moment your heart beat a little faster, the moment the atmosphere shifted because your miracle had just arrived. You must understand, miracles don't always come wrapped in joy. Sometimes they arrive in disguise, in a painful goodbye, in a door that slams shut, in a silence that makes no sense. But now, your miracle is no longer hiding. It is standing in the open, waiting for your faith to reach out and take it. If you say, God, I receive it, something will shift in your life immediately. You've been holding back, afraid that if you hope again, you might be disappointed again. But disappointment is not your portion. Restoration, celebration is. Overflow is. You were not created to live in constant fear of the next loss. You were created to witness miracles that make others believe again. Your angel is pleading right now, please don't scroll away. Don't ignore this one. Don't treat it like the others. This one is different. This one is from God. You've missed too many divine signals. The last time your miracle came, you didn't open the message. The time before that, you hesitated and it passed you by. But this time you will not miss it. Because God Himself has said enough delay. My child is ready. You don't feel ready, but heaven knows better. You're more prepared than you think. You've been tested through the fire and refined like gold. And now it's your turn to receive what others said you'd never get. This miracle is not small. It's not temporary. It's the kind of miracle that alters generations. The kind that turns barren places into gardens. The kind that writes your story into the pages of divine testimonies. The kind that even your enemies will have to bow before. And that's why you've been feeling strange lately, because the atmosphere around you has been rearranging itself. You've been sensing it, the tension, the quiet warfare, the angelic activity increasing in your room, your dreams shifting, your mood changing suddenly. That's not confusion. That's confirmation. Heaven is opening a door for you that no man can shut. You've been ignored, overlooked, mistreated, and misunderstood, all because you carry a light too rare to be dimmed. They couldn't handle your glow, so they tried to cloud your view. But God says, I never left you. Every tear you cried became a seed. Every no you received became a brick in your palace. Every moment you were rejected became a redirection into your miracle. What they called failure, I called formation. What they laughed at, I blessed in secret. What they threw away, I preserved. And now I'm handing it back to you with interest. You will not have to fight for this miracle. You won't have to beg for it. You won't have to manipulate, convince, or chase. This miracle will chase you down. It will find you where you least expect. It will knock on your door. It will overflow your hands. It will interrupt your routine. Because when God moves, nothing can stop it. And I, your Father, am moving now. Your angel was assigned to you before you were born, and they have never left your side. They've watched you suffer, endure, grow, and believe again. And today they are shouting in heaven's courts. It's here. The miracle has landed. Please let them accept it. They are sounding the alarm. They are touching your shoulder even now, hoping you'll feel the chills and know this isn't ordinary. Nothing about this is normal. This message is a divine portal. Every word you read is vibrating with heavenly power. If you pause and feel into your spirit, you'll know something is shifting. Someone has been planning to bless you in secret. Someone has been admiring your strength from afar. Someone is about to introduce you to a future you never imagined. I have stirred hearts on your behalf. I have awakened dreams inside those who will partner with you. You are not alone in this miracle. It has been orchestrated with precision. All the delays were not denials, they were divine edits. What you thought you lost was only postponed so it could return better. What you thought ended was just paused so I could write a better ending. This time nothing will go wrong. This time your heart will not break. This time your name will be honored. This time the miracle will stay. And when it arrives, you'll understand why it took so long. I was preparing everything, even the tiniest detail, so that when it comes, there is no sorrow added to it. This time the door will not shut in your face. This time the yes will be loud and clear. This time the answer will be unmistakably divine. And this time the miracle will speak for itself. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink. Do not scroll away thinking maybe next time. There is no next time. This is the moment. This is the miracle. And it's yours. You just have to believe not with logic, but with faith. Faith that remembers how I rescued you before. Faith that trusts I am still writing your story. Faith that dares to expect good things even after all the pain. That kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of faith opens gates. And that kind of faith today unlocks your miracle. You will feel joy return. You will feel peace like a flood. You will laugh again, dance again, breathe again. And when people ask what happened, you'll say, God remembered me. Because that's what this is, divine remembrance. I never forgot you. I just needed the timing to be perfect. And now it is. The heavens are rejoicing. Your angel is singing. And your miracle is here. Congratulations, your miracle has arrived. Now receive it before it passes. I am with you. I will never leave you. And this is just the beginning. The heavens did not align this moment for nothing. What you feel now, the way your spirit is trembling slightly, the way your breath feels caught between doubt and belief, is your soul remembering what it already knows. This was always meant for you. Before you were born, I already declared this moment in your book. Before you could walk, I had already set angels on assignment to prepare this miracle. Before you ever shed your first tear, I made a vow to you in the throne room of heaven that I would never let your destiny be taken by the enemy. That's why I'm telling you again, don't miss this. Don't close your heart. Don't wait for someone to convince you. The miracle has arrived. It has your name on it. I see you wondering, but how will I know it's the miracle? You'll know by the peace it brings. You'll know by how it doesn't demand you to change your essence. You'll know by how the doors open effortlessly. You'll know because everything that hurt before will suddenly feel far away. You'll know because even your body will feel lighter. The pain, the confusion, the waiting, it will all make sense in one divine moment. And that moment is closer than you think. In fact, for many of you reading this, the miracle will begin to manifest in 3 days. For others, it will come with a phone call, a letter, a divine encounter you didn't plan. But no matter how it comes, the truth remains: your miracle is here now. Open your hands. Open your heart. Receive it. You've spent so long being strong for others that you forgot how to expect good things for yourself. You've held others in their storms, prayed for their blessings, celebrated their victories even while your own hands were empty. But I am a God who sees, and I saw your sacrifices. I saw how you kept giving even when you were running on nothing. And now, because of that, I am returning to you a blessing that is pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You won't have room to contain it. That's how large this miracle is. The angels have been dispatched to clear your path. The distractions are being removed. The secret attacks are being silenced. The people who were pretending to support you but secretly envied you, I'm removing them gently from your life because this miracle cannot exist around double-minded people. You will notice people falling away. Don't fight it. Don't chase them. Let them go. Their exit is proof of your elevation. Your miracle is arriving in a way that will restore the years that were stolen. You didn't lose time. You were being prepared. The heartbreak. That wasn't punishment. It was positioning. The loneliness that wasn't neglect. It was a sacred cocoon. The delay. It wasn't a denial. It was me, your father, making sure nothing touched your promise before it was ready. I didn't want to give you something incomplete. I didn't want you to receive something half-baked. I wanted you to receive the miracle at its fullness, and now it is ready. The angels are watching you right now. They are surrounding your space. They are whispering to one another. Please let them believe again. Your home is filled with divine presence. Your phone is carrying frequencies of destiny. Even this message is not mere words. It is a spiritual container carrying breakthrough. That's why you feel it in your chest. That's why you feel that pull inside you to keep reading. Something inside you knows this is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment. Your miracle might arrive through an unexpected person. Don't reject it just because it doesn't look like what you imagined. Sometimes heaven disguises blessings to protect them. That person you're unsure about. They might be carrying the answer to a prayer you forgot you prayed. That opportunity that feels too big. It might be sized perfectly for the version of you that's about to emerge. Trust me. Trust the path I've laid before you. I've never failed you before, and I'm not about to start now. In the next few days, you will feel a release. The weight will begin to lift. You will notice signs that cannot be explained. Numbers repeating. Dreams that feel too real. Encounters that seem orchestrated. You will feel as if time is bending to fit your needs. That's because it is. I'm rearranging timelines just to make sure your miracle reaches you on time. I'm healing wounds in your bloodline so the generational curse breaks with you. I'm creating space in your heart so you have room to receive this miracle with full joy. You are not imagining the shift. You are not crazy. You are not overthinking. What you are sensing is real. Heaven is closer to earth right now than it's been in a long time. The veil is thin. The miracles are rushing in. But not everyone will receive them. Only those who believe. Only those who make room. Only those who answer the divine call when it knocks. You just answered it by opening this message. You just aligned yourself with heaven's rhythm. And now that you've done that, I will make sure that what belongs to you finds its way to you without delay, without resistance, without interference. Tell your heart to stop fearing. This time, love will not hurt you. This time, the friend will not betray you. This time, the opportunity won't vanish. This time, you won't be overlooked. I have seen your tears. I have heard your secret longings. I know the ache you carry for things you don't even speak of out loud. I am healing those parts of you too. You are not broken. You are becoming. You are not behind, you are being aligned. You are not forgotten, you are being loved. You are being crowned. There are divine contracts being signed on your behalf in the spiritual realm. Angels are delivering sealed scrolls with your name on them. Your inheritance is being unlocked. Financial doors are being released. Love is being restored. Honor is returning to your name. The things that were used against you are becoming evidence of your strength. The people who thought you'd never rise are being forced to watch you soar. And the pain you endured is becoming the oil that anoints your miracle. There will be a day soon where you look back and say, "That message I opened changed everything." Because it's not about the message itself. It's about what you did after. You believed. You trusted. You said yes to God again. And when you did that, heaven moved. Your yes activated angels. Your yes unlocked promises. Your yes broke generational chains. Do not underestimate the power of this moment. Even if your physical world looks unchanged, the spiritual world is erupting with activity. Chains are breaking. Doors are opening. Mountains are moving. You may not see it yet, but you'll feel the evidence in your soul. The peace that surpasses all understanding. The calm that replaces the chaos. The joy that seems unshakable. That's how you'll know the miracle is not coming. It's here. You are about to be celebrated. You are about to be remembered. You are about to be crowned with glory. Not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. You belong to me. And I have declared before angels and witnesses that your time is now. This is the era of your rise. This is the hour of your answer. This is the moment of your miracle. Don't walk away from it. Say it out loud now. I receive it. Speak it into your atmosphere. Let the angels hear you. Let the heavens record your voice. Let the spiritual realm know that you have claimed what is yours. When you speak those words, light begins to move. Portals begin to open. The favor you thought was gone starts flooding back. And the miracle begins to land. Your miracle is not a maybe. It's a certainty. Your name has already been called. The line has already been cleared. The way has already been made. You just have to show up. You just have to believe. Even if it's just a mustard seed of faith, it's enough. You don't need to understand how. You don't need to figure out the timing. You don't need to force anything. You just need to trust that what's yours cannot be taken, cannot be denied, cannot be stolen, and cannot be delayed any longer. Congratulations, your miracle has arrived. Congratulations, your miracle has arrived. Yes, this is not a mistake. This is not a coincidence. Heaven has aligned every second, every breath, every step you took to lead you right here, right now, to this exact moment. You may not fully understand it yet, but the Spirit is moving. Something divine is happening around you, even if your physical eyes can't see it. The angels are circling. The wind of the Holy Spirit is whispering your name. And your guardian angel is refusing to let you scroll past this message. You were meant to open this. You were meant to receive this. Because God is speaking. He's calling your name, and this time He wants all of your attention. Don't ignore this. Please don't walk away. You have no idea how important this message is. Everything is about to change. The pain you've been holding on to for so long is about to dissolve in a way that feels supernatural. The questions that kept you up at night are about to be answered with divine clarity. The confusion you've carried in your heart is about to be lifted. The wait is over. The season of delay is ending. The chains are breaking. This is the moment heaven has been preparing you for, even in your silence, even in your heartbreak, even when you thought nothing was working out. God says you are not forgotten. You have never been forgotten. From the very beginning, I have watched over you. I have held you in my hands. I have counted your tears, and I have written down every silent cry you whispered when no one else could hear. You think no one understands you, but I do. I know the depths of your heart. I know the dreams that feel too big to come true. I know the pain that you've hidden from the world. I know how tired you've been. I know how much you've given, how many times you've had to keep going when everything inside you was begging to give up. But listen to me, child. I am not just the God of the mountaintops. I am the God of your darkest valleys. I walk with you when everyone else leaves. I comfort you when even your closest friends can't understand what you're going through. And right now I am closer to you than your breath. I'm standing in your atmosphere. My angels are surrounding you with divine instructions. I am sending favor into your direction, and nothing, no force of hell, no voice of doubt, no past mistake can block what I am doing in your life. Your miracle has arrived. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. Right now, as you read this, the shift has begun. Things are moving in the spiritual realm faster than you can imagine. Doors are opening. Chains are falling. Walls are collapsing. What was impossible just became possible. Because I am God. Because I never stopped working. Because even when you felt lost, I was guiding you home. Because I made a promise over your life, and I never break my word. But you must believe me. You must trust me more than your fears. You must pray with the fire that comes from deep within your soul, even if your voice trembles. You must surrender the lies you've believed, those voices that told you you're not good enough, that you've made too many mistakes, that it's too late for you. I am silencing those voices now. I am removing their power over you. I am restoring what the enemy tried to steal from you. I am bringing back what was lost, multiplied, and magnified with my glory. You don't have to understand how it's all going to happen. Just trust that it will. Because when I speak, the universe responds. When I declare a blessing, no curse can undo it. When I send angels on assignment, they will not return until my word has been fulfilled. And right now, your angels are on assignment. Right now, they are fighting for you in places you cannot see. Right now, they are aligning people, resources, opportunities, and miracles to intersect with your life. Right now, the battle is being won in your favor. You may have been rejected by people, but you have been chosen by me. You may have been overlooked by man, but you have been handpicked by heaven. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not cursed. You are not broken beyond repair. You are mine. You are holy. You are worthy of love, of restoration, of miracles beyond your comprehension. You are the apple of my eye. You are covered by my blood. You are surrounded by my angels. And you are standing at the edge of the greatest season of your life. It doesn't matter what it looks like right now. It doesn't matter what your bank account says. It doesn't matter how long you've waited. It doesn't matter who left or who doubted you. My promise stands. My will is greater. My plans are better than anything you can imagine. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and minds have not even begun to comprehend what I have in store for you. But you will see it. You will walk into it. You will testify, because your miracle has arrived. The enemy tried to stop this moment. He tried to distract you. He sent people to drain you, confuse you, and discourage you. He tried to break your faith. He whispered lies in the dark, hoping you'd forget who you are. But I did not allow the enemy to win. I did not let him destroy you. Because there is too much destiny on your life. Because there is too much greatness in your future. Because I love you too much to let you be destroyed by temporary pain. The storm was never sent to destroy you, it was sent to reveal what I placed inside you. And now it's your time. Rise, child. Lift your head. Lift your eyes. Your help comes from me. I am your provider. I am your protector. I am your deliverer. I am your peace. I am your healer. I am the one who knows how to take your broken pieces and build something more beautiful than before. I am the one who will never leave you nor forsake you. I am the one who knew every mistake you'd make and still chose to love you without conditions. I am the one who's calling your name right now and saying, don't give up. Your miracle has arrived. This is your confirmation. This is your divine alert. The season is shifting. The atmosphere is changing. You're not going to remain in the wilderness. You're stepping into the promised land. The pain you endured will make sense. The tears you cried will be turned into joy. The nights you spent in loneliness will be repaid with love so overwhelming you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. I am doing something sudden. Something unexpected. Something miraculous. You're going to see prayers answered that you forgot you even prayed. Your heart may still be fragile, but I'm handling it with care. Your faith may feel small, but I only need a mustard seed to move mountains. You may not feel ready, but I have already prepared you. And when you feel weak, I will be your strength. When you feel lost, I will guide you. When you feel afraid, I will wrap you in my perfect love and drive out every fear. Do not worry. Do not panic. Do not let anxiety steal your joy. I am in control, and I have already written your victory. Archangel Michael is beside you now. He is shielding you from attacks you didn't even know were coming. He is commanding angels to go ahead of you to clear the path, to close every demonic gate to silence every accuser to lift you higher. The heavens are open over your life. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Your blessings are being dispatched with speed. You will not miss it. You will not be denied. What's for you cannot be stolen. You have fought hard. You have cried silently. You have walked through storms without losing your light. And heaven honors that. I, the Lord your God, honor that. I am rewarding that. What's coming is going to make you forget the pain of the past. Not because it didn't matter, but because my glory will be so evident, so powerful, so consuming, that your past pain will shrink in comparison to your future joy. I will make it all worth it. Don't worry about how. Don't worry about when. Just stay close to me. Stay in prayer. Keep believing even when it's hard. Keep declaring even when nothing seems to change. Because suddenly everything will. Suddenly the phone will ring. Suddenly the door will open. Suddenly the email will come. Suddenly the opportunity will appear. And you will know it was me. You will know heaven moved just for you. You will know your miracle had already been prepared. It was just waiting for the perfect divine moment. That moment is now. So breathe. Let peace cover you. Let fear fall away. Let hope rise again in your spirit. Because the wait is over. Because I'm about to blow your mind. Because you are about to witness what it looks like when I step in and turn everything around. You are about to experience divine acceleration. You are about to be catapulted into favor. You are about to see the hand of God stretch into your life and deliver blessings you didn't earn, but that I'm giving you because I love you. You have waited long enough. You have suffered long enough. You have doubted yourself long enough. Now it's time to walk boldly. Now it's time to smile again. Now it's time to dream again. Now it's time to rise and take your place. You are royalty. You are blessed. You are covered. You are loved. And your miracle has already arrived. Now receive it. Believe it. And get ready to live it. Congratulations. Your wait is over. Heaven has declared it. The time you've been praying for, crying for, waiting on with bated breath, it has finally arrived. What's coming for you tomorrow is not just an ordinary day. It is the arrival of something divine that has been in motion behind the veil of the visible world for much longer than you know. Everything that felt stuck, delayed, broken, or lost is about to make sense. The long nights weren't punishment, they were preparation. The silence wasn't rejection, it was protection. And now the seal is breaking. Heaven is opening. The shift has started. God says this is your appointed time. Not a random blessing, but a strategic prophetic unlocking of what has been written about your life in the heavenly scrolls long before you were born. You have felt overlooked, but the truth is, you have been watched closely by angels, by divine counsel, by the very eyes of the Most High. You have passed through fires, and you didn't even realize how much was being burned off of you. The old doubts, the hidden wounds, the invisible curses, yes, even generational chains, they were being dismantled while you waited. And now the reward is coming. God says tomorrow will not look like today. There will be signs. Some small, some so undeniable that they will bring you to your knees. You will feel it in your spirit before it happens in your world. A deep stirring. A whisper that says, this is it. This is the day. Angels have already gone before you. The crooked paths are being made straight. The doors that were bolted shut are unlocking without effort. The email, the phone call, the conversation, the encounter, it is coming. And it will feel as if it were meant for you. Because it is. Archangel Michael has not left your side. His wings are outstretched, his presence strong because the battle you've been fighting is not just about today, it was about preserving your tomorrow. Every delay was a divine shield. Every heartbreak was a reroute. Every no was God saying not yet. I have something better. And now the better is arriving. It's not too late. It's right on time. You didn't miss it. You didn't mess it up. You're exactly where you need to be, even if you don't understand how. There are people who tried to steal what was meant for you. There are ones who smiled at you while secretly speaking against you. But God saw it all. You stayed silent, but heaven was not quiet. You didn't retaliate, but God sent angels to everything. And now, yes, now vindication is coming. Not in a way that hurts others, but in a way that elevates you so high that no lie, no jealousy, no betrayal can ever touch you again. You're being moved to a place they cannot reach. A level that only the chosen can access. That's you. You were not forgotten. You were hidden for your own protection. And now, the season of hiding is over. Tomorrow will begin the unveiling. You will feel lighter. You'll notice a peace in the atmosphere that you haven't felt in years. Things will align without force. Conversations will flow. People will look at you differently, not because you changed overnight, but because God changed how they see you. The same you, but seen through divine lenses. Doors will open with your name already spoken behind the scenes. Prepare yourself. Clean your heart. Shake off the fear. Stop expecting the worst. You've spent too long in survival mode. Now it's time to thrive. Time to smile without pretending. Time to laugh without aching. Time to walk into rooms without questioning your worth. Tomorrow is your beginning. And what begins tomorrow won't be a single moment, it will be a ripple effect. One miracle will lead to another. You'll start to see patterns of divine favor, patterns of protection, patterns of provision. God says, I have not only heard your prayers, I have stored them. And now I am answering them with interest. You prayed for peace. I will give you peace that doesn't make sense. You prayed for restoration. I will restore what you forgot, you even lost. You prayed for love. I am bringing you someone who recognizes your soul before your words. You prayed for direction. I will make the next step so clear you won't be able to doubt it. Archangel Michael says you must not fear what happens next. You are covered. You are guarded. You are being led even when your eyes cannot see the road. The devil tried to make you believe your future was dark, but heaven laughs at that lie. Because your future is glowing with purpose, bathed in light, saturated in blessings. It was never in danger. You just had to hold on until the appointed moment. And now it is here. Heaven is rejoicing because you made it. You didn't quit when it got hard. You kept going even when your heart was heavy. You didn't sell your soul to be seen. You didn't betray others to get ahead. You stayed loyal. And loyalty matters to God. He is about to reward you publicly for everything you did privately. The seeds you planted in tears will bloom in joy. The love you gave freely will return multiplied. The good you did that nobody saw God saw it all. And now, He's about to repay you beyond what you expected. This is not a warning, it's a declaration. You are walking into a divine surprise. You won't need to chase it. You won't need to beg for it. It will find you. It will be undeniable. You won't be able to explain it, but you won't be able to deny it either. Favor will fall like rain. Peace will rest on your home. Restoration will touch even the things you thought were destroyed. There is no delay anymore. The window is open. The blessing is released. The miracle is on its way. Take this moment seriously. Pray tonight as if tomorrow depends on it. Not in fear, but in alignment. Speak your heart to God. Tell Him your fears, your hopes, your deepest desires. Nothing is too much for Him. He wants to hear from you. He longs to fill your life with the fullness of His love and light. He is not waiting to punish you. He is waiting to bless you. The shame you've been carrying, let it go. The guilt that weighs you down, it's forgiven. The past that keeps creeping in, it no longer has power over you. You are free. You are whole. You are ready. The angels are already celebrating what's about to take place. They have seen the